Hello everyone, this is JG Piff here to bring you another lesson from Freddy's Cringe School of Pyrocraft and Clownery. Today I'll be going over the basics of blocking with you. When I explain blocking to people who have no idea what it is and have never heard of it before, I explain it as basically the first time that you wash a piece of work. This is inaccurate in a multitude of ways. Blocking is, to my understanding, the process of shaping a piece of work when it's wet. Not necessarily wool, but like generally a good idea if you're a knitter or crocheter to block your work after you finish it, even if it's like acrylic or a bit more expensive than wool, like silk. And it does need to happen every time. It does need to happen every time you essentially get your work extremely wet. But like when I block my work, I do wash it because why wouldn't I? Especially now, wash your stuff. But there's some there are some people in the Discord who wondered why they should block their work. There's a number of reasons for that. One, wool shrinks. After you wash it, it will be shaped differently, and blocking is the process of controlling how that is shaped. And it basically comes down to blocking is how you control how your wool shapes, how your work shapes after it's washed. You don't want, and also if it's going to shrink a tremendous amount, you might as well know that right after you make it. But also it does help with shaping your work, especially if it's like something like this lace, with this edging. When I didn't really block this in any special way, I just laid it out to dry, and like it's not, you can see that the edges are pretty uniform on that, except right here where like the yarn was messed up there. But like if you want, when you're blocking your works, you can pin it out in a certain way to dry. I've seen people do that. I haven't worked anything quite as complicated that necessitates that. I don't know how to say that word. But also I don't have the space to do that. You can, if you want, you can buy a blocking board. But I wouldn't know where to get that, so just search it up, I guess. But yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do so what I'm going to be blocking today is my first attempt at crocheting, and it curls quite a bit. I don't know if that's a me thing or a crochet in general thing, and I'm hoping that it will get better when I block it. So what I'll need for something this small is just my sink. I'm in a bathroom, you can tell. I need the sink in here. And yarn soap. This is wool soap. Sorry, notification. This is just wool soap. You do need special soap for your work. I'd recommend, if you were this is just standard wool soap, and this is wool with some nylon in it, so completely fine to use on it. If you are using something like silk or cashmere, I would just look up some soaps made specifically for that, because I don't know how delicate that would be. Just make sure that your soap applies to what you're using, but this is like pretty standard. You can use it on wool, you can use it on acrylic, you can use it on goat yarn fur that isn't cashmere. But yeah, so I got my sink, I got my soap, I got my work. My sink is already plugged, I already plugged it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it. And I'm going to put, this says one drop for every cup, so I'm just going to put a few drops in there because I don't have a sink hold. And I'm just going to swirl it up, get that soap mixed around the water. And I'm going to put my work in. submerge completely. Get it all wet. And again, you don't need to wash your work when you block it. That is just like a lot of people prefer to do that. I'm gonna put some more soap in there because like it's a pandemic. Oh, it's not open. It's a pandemic, and also I really like the smell of this soap. So. I'm gonna just rinse it. Then I'm not going to wring it out. You should not do that. That will shape it super weirdly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand towel. I'm going to fold it up. I'm going to put my literally dripping work on it, kind of like pull it out into a rectangle shape. So I'm going to slip these ends. They're just getting in the way. Ideally, you should do that before you block. And I'm just going to pat it out. What you can do as a makeshift blocking board is just fold a paper towel and stick pins in it. So right now this is wanting to block in a kind of odd shape. If you can see, it's wired at the bottom. I think that was just like a me thing, and because I am a beginner. This is my first attempt at crochet, and my first successful attempt at crochet. I've tried a few times before with very little success. So I think that is just a me thing. Like, I worked it weirdly. And yeah, see, now it's not curling at all, basically. And it's still a little damp, so I would just leave this out on a flat surface to dry. Yeah, that's it. That's how you block stuff. I hope you found this video useful. Please like, comment, and subscribe.